Hey families, and welcome to this explainer. Go ahead and pull up a chair, take a nice deep breath, and just make yourselves comfortable. For today, I want you to think of me as your supportive school counselor. If you've been looking at the road ahead for your students' education and feeling, well, a little lost, maybe you're drowning in a sea of college brochures and confusing deadlines, trust me, you are in the exact right place. Today, we're opening up the Counselor's Toolkit to explore something that might sound a little futuristic at first, but is actually incredibly practical: navigating the PathReady AI tools. I'm honestly so thrilled to guide you through this because these tools are truly designed to make your life easier and your students' path so much clearer. So let's dive right in together.
Let's be real for a second. Are you feeling a bit overwhelmed by the whole concept of AI and post-secondary planning? If your answer is a resounding yes, please know that you are not alone. It is completely normal. Combining the high-stakes stress of college and career planning with brand new tech buzzwords like AI and GPT is enough to make anyone's head spin. You've probably heard the term GPT flying around by now, and maybe it feels exciting, or maybe it just feels totally confusing. Maybe it's a bit of both. As your virtual counselor, my main goal today is to validate that stress, completely demystify this technology, and show you just how simple it can be.
So let's start right at the basics. What exactly is a PathReady GPT anyway? Well, simply put, it's a custom AI tool trained to do one specific job. I want you to completely banish the idea of some chaotic, general search engine where you have to dig through millions of random links. That's not what this is. This is a focused assistant built around a very specific purpose. Inside PathReady, we actually like to think of these as planning accelerators. They're highly targeted tools designed to help your family move faster, think clearer, and frankly, ask much better questions as you plan for the future. Now, you might be looking at this tech and thinking, but I don't know the first thing about coding. The wonderful news is you absolutely don't need to. These assistants are entirely conversational. You talk to them exactly like you would talk to a knowledgeable friend over a cup of coffee. You don't need to memorize any special commands, and you certainly don't need fancy technical language. You just describe your family's situation, type out your question, and the tool responds. It really is that friendly and approachable.
But before we get into what the individual tools actually do, I need to emphasize the single most important rule of our toolkit. The final decisions always belong to your family. These AI assistants are your guides. They are not decision makers, and they're definitely not a replacement for real human guidance. Every response you get is simply a starting point to help you generate options, understand your choices, and get prepped for those real-world conversations with your actual school counselor or, of course, your student. Remember, you are always firmly in the driver's seat.
All right, let's move right into Section 1, the rules of engagement, and why context is absolutely everything.
If you want these tools to truly work for you like a world-class counselor, you have to understand the golden rule. They work best when you give them context. Because AI obviously can't read your mind, sharing your student's unique story is the secret key that unlocks the real power here. To make this super easy, we have a simple 3-step formula for you to follow every single time you use a PathReady GPT. Step 1, tell the assistant your student's grade level. Step 2, share their current interests, passions, or even what they're struggling with. And Step 3, ask your specific question. So instead of just typing, "What electives are good?" you'd ask, "What electives are good for a 10th grader who loves graphic design?" By combining grade, interests, and a specific question, you give the assistant the exact framework it needs to give you incredibly meaningful guidance. Think about it this way. A GPT without context is going to give you a highly generic, cookie-cutter response. It's kind of like asking a stranger for directions, but refusing to tell them where you actually want to go. But when you use that 3-step formula, suddenly everything changes. You get tailored, specific guidance. When you tell it about that 10th grader who loves graphic design and needs junior year electives, the advice you get back actively accelerates your planning. Giving context is literally how you transform a basic software tool into your family's personal counselor.
Moving on to Section 2, your digital assistants. Let's look at how this toolkit breaks down by stage. Inside your paid PathReady membership, there are 6 specific GPT tools waiting for you. I like to think of them as specialized members of your own digital counseling team. And since each one serves a slightly different purpose, we map them to the student journey right here on this timeline. Now, not every family needs every single tool right this minute, and that's perfectly okay. We have point 1 for the early stages, focusing heavily on academic support. Then point 2 covers the middle stages, where families are actively exploring different pathways. Finally, point 3 is for those final stages, which is all about matching to colleges and taking concrete action. Let's quickly walk through your team, starting right at the beginning.
First up on the roster is TutorGPT. This one is heavily utilized in those early stages. Think of TutorGPT as your student's incredibly patient study buddy. It provides academic support for middle and high school students in core subjects. What I absolutely love about this tool as a counselor is how it explains really complex concepts in plain, easy-to-understand language. So whether your student is staring blankly at a tough quadratic equation or they need help prepping for a massive history paper, this assistant is there to support their growth without ever making them feel rushed.
As we move into the middle stages, we have the College Pathway Guide. This is explicitly for our undecided families. And hey, being undecided is perfectly fine. This tool acts as your exploration counselor. It walks undecided families through a very structured exploration process. It's designed to help your student look at all their options and find the right general direction well before they feel the intense pressure to commit to any specific path. It really takes the anxiety right out of, I don't know what I want to do. Next is the Future Readiness Score Advisor. When you take assessments, it's so easy to stare at a score report and think, okay, but what does this actually mean for us? This tool solves that completely. It takes your readiness score results and literally translates them into a personalized action plan. It acts like an advisor sitting right across the desk from you, explaining exactly what your score signifies, and most importantly, telling you exactly what steps you need to focus on next. It turns raw data into real action. Getting into the final stages of matching and action, we introduce the College Match tool. I love calling this one your personal college shopper. Building a college list can sometimes feel like throwing darts at a map blindfolded, but this assistant completely removes the guesswork. It helps your student find colleges that perfectly fit their academic profile, their personal interests, your family's unique financial situation, and their specific pathway goals. It does all the heavy lifting of sorting through thousands of options to find the absolute best fits for you. Now, for our families navigating the highly complex world of college sports, we have the Student Athlete Path Coach. The athletic recruiting process has its own entirely unique set of rules, which is exactly why you need a specialized recruiting navigator. This tool guides student athletes and their parents through the whole recruiting maze. It helps you untangle confusing NCAA clearinghouse requirements and outlines the exact step-by-step actions needed to compete at the next level. It's your dedicated sports counselor. Finally, wrapping up our team is the Clarity Support Specialist. If you ever log in, feel a bit lost, and don't quite know which of the other 5 tools you actually need today, this is your go-to. Think of this tool as your super friendly front desk receptionist for the entire PathReady ecosystem. It assesses where you are in the planning process right in this moment, and then securely routes you to the exact right resource. It makes sure you never waste your time tinkering with the wrong tool for your current stage. To really lock all this in, keep these simple analogies in mind as your ultimate cheat sheet. Need a front door guide to point you in the right direction? Use the Clarity Specialist. Need a patient study buddy? Go to TutorGPT. Want a structured exploration guide? You want the College Pathway Guide. Need an action planner? The Future Readiness Score Advisor has you covered. Looking for a personal college shopper? The College Match tool. And for your recruiting navigator, the Student Athlete Path Coach. Just keep these simple analogies in your back pocket and you'll always know exactly who to call on. Let's wrap things up with Section 3, taking your next step and accessing your tools. You have this absolutely incredible team of digital counselors waiting to help you. So here are the quick logistics to get you in the driver's seat today. First, each of these specialized GPT tools is available exclusively to paid PathReady members. If you're already a paid member, great. Your digital assistants are waiting for you right now inside the AI Planning Tools classroom. I highly recommend heading over there next and starting with the Clarity Support Specialist just to get your bearings. Now, if you aren't a paid member yet, but you want access to this entire digital counseling team, no worries at all. Your upgrade links are super easy to find right inside lessons 9 and 10. And that brings us to the end of our explainer. I really want to leave you with this one provocative question to think about. Which specialized assistant will your family consult first today? Are you going to seek out the study buddy for a quick homework win? Or maybe hit up the front desk receptionist to chart your overall course? Whatever you choose, remember to give them really good context, treat them like a knowledgeable friend, and always remember that you are the ultimate decision maker. Go ahead, log in, say hello to your new digital team, and start an empowered conversation about your students' bright future. Thanks so much for learning with me today.